Okay, we're going to more trigonometry, solving triangles. And here it says, okay, we're given this triangle. We've got MTN, and looks like MT is 24 units, MN is 41 units, and we're calling that T. Okay, and that's N. All right. Solve the triangle, and that's 90 degrees. Well, there's different ways you can do it. You could go 24 squared plus 41 squared. I think that's the obvious thing, to use Pythagoras, and then take the square root. So 47.51 units. There's Tn, the first thing solved. Now we've got to find these angles. Well, there's different, you can use, to find angle T, you could use all sorts of different trigonometric functions, but the one that involves the nice even numbers here would be opposite over adjacent. That's Pythagoras done there. So I went, the tangent of t is the opposite 41 over 24. That's what the tangent is. You just ask your calculator, shift tan, what angle goes with this fraction? And your calculator will tell you it's 59.7 degrees. There it is. I rounded it off to the nearest tenth. When I started trigonometry, I had to look it up in a book because we didn't have calculators like that. Well, that was a long time ago. Okay, n is just the same thing, except the tangent is kind of reversed. In fact, I don't need to use trigonometry. I can just use angles in a triangle. 90 minus. Yeah, it's 31.3 degrees. But if you ask your calculator, if you went 24 over 41 and went shift 10, you'd get that angle. But it's easier just to go 90 minus, and you've got the answer. You don't need a calculator. Okay, that's the first question. Now this one's a matter of reading it carefully. There's a plane taking off at an airport at point A. It travels at an angle of 25 degrees, so it's going up. That's the angle of elevation. When it reaches point B, it is directly above point H on the runway, and the distance AH is 1,250 meters. So I drew the sketch. There's point A, there's my plane going up to point B, and there's H on the runway, on the flat runway there, and that distance is 1,250 meters. And the angle is 25 degrees. Now, you read it and you write the picture down. You draw the picture down to get it. Now, what is BH? That's the height. That's the height right there. So now it's a matter of trigonometry. The height is opposite. The runway at 1,250 is adjacent. Opposite. BH, the height over 1,250, is the tangent of 25 degrees. That's the trigonometric equation you make. BH over 1,250 is the tan of 25. Just take 1,250 and multiply it by the tan of 25 on your calculator, and you get 582.88 meters. That's exactly how far that plane would be off the ground. And that's your answer. There we go, all done.